Oh yes, it's a Friday feeling once again. That week has gone all the way round. Forget everything that's happened in the week, unless you've been really having some fun. There's been a few things going over in the States. Jet Jam, I think it is, that everyone's been having some fun flying. There's me spitting everywhere. I'm just excited, it's a Friday. It's that Friday feeling once again. Hang on. Oh. Welcome back to the overhead cam. Oh, yes, we are back on the overhead cam. I'll try to sort the lights out a bit. I think I've turned the light brightness up on the camera, so I can always turn that back down again if it's in your face. Okay, you're saying to me, Chris, why are you bent over backwards under the overhead cam? Well, apart from I'm getting really stuck. I forgot, I had a little bit from last week to show you. Let's go and look at that while I try and get up. And back into place. Sorry, that was my lovely wife saying, do I want lunch? Yes, I do. Right, in here there's a few burrs. Just where they've drilled at the top, obviously. And thread. Made a thread. There was just a slight burr in there. That's not a problem. There you go. Right, so she comes quite tight to the wheel. So you know, let's see if we can see. There you go. You can see that, can't you? There you go. So just going to put it back a bit. Let's just put it back. Maybe I'll be able to get like a spacer in there or something. Just there's nothing that comes with it, I don't think. Is that? That's not. No, I don't know where that's come from, but it's not a spacer, I don't think. We need to get. I think I need to look at a spacer, but for now we're just gonna guesstimate, just tighten it in bits and pieces. So then there's our gear wheel. So let's see. Yes, you can see. Let's see if that goes in there. Is that enough, or does it need to be chopped down? It needs to be chopped down. Okay. Well, that's what it's for. They said you can chop it down, or it needs to be chopped down. So I reckon that's hardened steel as well, I think, which is not fun to. So yeah, it's not a lot, not a lot. Not a lot. I reckon. Let's. I reckon 1/16, or that would work out to be about 4 mil. Okay, so let's have a look, see when that comes up. Now, as you can see you see the problem I've got here? We got wonky wheels, but that's because I was putting everything straight to the side. But this is where, you see, this is where then you can put this side one and then I suppose mark it somehow. I can loosen that off a bit. So I'll get that there, and we need to do. Now that's interesting, actually. That's really interesting, isn't it? Because I don't know, will that fit down? Because that's, I'd say that's pretty straight, wouldn't you? That's pretty straight. So if that's straight, will it fit in the hole? When I'm going to break stuff now, am I? Okay, well let's see what it does, shall we? Okay, now isn't that weird? Can you see that? Could you see what I see? So if I look on there, it's kind of sticky outy now. Because obviously the wheels are not flat. It's almost like, you know, you need some of these today's landing gear. When they come up, they turn at the same time. That could be an issue, couldn't it? Because especially, I mean, you've got these covers that fit on here that go across there. I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they kind of go sit there, kind of like there, actually, on them. There's not a plate. I haven't got a plate for him. So, I mean, this needs to be cut. Few issues were coming up here, huh? Let's just open that up again. Yeah, don't worry about that. Because it's got, I mean, the wing is straight on a spit. So it's got to be. It has got to be straight like that. So that's pretty interesting, don't you think? Well, that was excruciating pain. My back is just not meant for doing that, and we zoomed in. Oh, zoom. Hi, welcome back to Dad's RC Hangar. Yes, it's the Friday. That was a little bit that I finished up with last week, and believe it or not, I had another half an hour from last week. So I decided to cut it down, do a bit of a speedy uppy thing, which we will go through the rest of what we did. Just quickly, what I did notice. I did notice that I didn't really explain well because I was in super speed. But the shaft, misses. The shaft. Let me just go for a couple of bits before I show you the wing. So the shaft, that black shaft, I did take 5mm off, and it goes into there. Now, what I was confused with, I didn't see, is if I get a pointy thing, is the way you hold it. If I can get that into focus, is that you put like a grub screw, I call them grub screw in there, and a grub screw in there, and then that tightens that little pole in place, which we'll look at a bit more then. And in the packet you do get, I'm not going to, if I get this in focus, this is going to be hilarious, it's going to be brilliant. These are the little grub screws, there, look at that, diddy riddy riddy. And that gets screwed into there either side, so you do 50-50. That's what you couldn't see on there, and yeah, I think the rest of it you actually saw. If you're a bit confused, if you want to build this and you want to ask some questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll answer them for you, of course, as I always do. Now, we did do some other bits and pieces during the week. I was hoping that I would finish one wing. That's it. That's the brightness turned out. I was hoping I was going to finish this one wing, and then build the other wing and show you, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. I've got lots of issues with the wheel, which I will go through in a minute. So trying to be as quick as possible and not chit chat too much. Anyway, so the horns that I decided to use, I decided to use a horn for here. I'm hoping this is not upside down because it's all kind of upside down. So I used the 1.5A control horn. That one in there, on here, and then I use the super strength in outer focus. There you go, super strength T-style control horn that hasn't got a picture. And for this one, which is quite long, but they're about the same. I never know if I'm doing this right or not, but there you go. There's that one. It's about right. and there's that one. Now the big ones do come with what I call Allen bolts. Now that is bright. There you go, sorted over. It's because I've gone super bright. I'm using the I'll just go down that a bit. Let's think. It's going to probably be too dark, so just leave it alone. I'll do it in the video. Yeah, it's I've because of the lights cause a shadow that's over the top. I've really got to sort out my lighting. I needed 2 more lights. There's kind of one over there and one over there. I need coming back here. I should really know what to do, considering I've done lighting for so many years. Anyway, right, that's another story. Yeah, now these come with Allen bolts, which I really like because they come with 1.5mm head, so you know you can use your 1.5mm, and it's a lot easier to tighten, you know, and you're not going to slip off with the screw and bits and pieces. But a lot of you probably out there are professionals. I'm not, so you know, yeah, I can't do that sort of thing. So let's just have a look. First of all, let's show you the flaps and everything that I did during the week. So say if there's anything particular you want to see on a control horn, then let us know. So there's the flap, which is absolutely lovely, and you can just see here the little kind of the backing that comes with it, and it fits in there lovely. The screws could be, or the Allen bolt should be a bit longer really, but a bit of CA glue over there, and then they shouldn't go anywhere. But that's beautiful, lovely flap. Even though she winds at the top, but you know. Yeah, I mean full flaps. I mean I doubt if you'd ever go full flaps. I mean you'd probably just go to maybe 3/4. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? On here, on the servo. Oh, the light's going to go. On here, the servo. Now I did get this to stabilise a bit. It's still a bit wobbly. You can still see that wobbling. Now the reason is that the little cups that you get that you put in the servo, the little metal cups in the last video, if you remember. When you screwed down, it wasn't squishing the rubber down enough, so it was just left to free and play. So what I had to do is I used my Dremel and just shape it down a little bit of the cups, so it pushed in a bit more. But it's still not enough. I think it'd be the last time I use a single screwed servo. Even the servos that I do use have 2 screws to keep it in. But it's just for a flap. It is important, but it's not like, you know, you're going to be using this all the time. So it's, you know, even if it moves a little bit, what I might do is put a bit of hot glue down either side. If you can just see this, I would just see bits and pieces. Put a bit of hot glue down the side just to keep it in safe, because it will pull back afterwards. And what I am going to do is I am going to spray these. I've got some primer that basically primes onto anything and everything. And then I've got the Spitfire colours that I can then spray it, and I will do the control horns as well. So now these Diddy ones actually didn't come with Allen bolts, but I'll go to that in a minute. Here's obviously the ailerons, which is this wire here. Oh, there you go. That's a big servo. You can really hear it. It's like, that sounds good, doesn't it? Full flap. Oh, I love it. And centre should be centre, which it is nice. Now I kept to in the manual it was saying about the 3rd hole from the screw, which I kept on both of them, and then also in the manual it said the 2nd hole down, which is about right, and the 2nd hole down there, which it looks absolutely lovely. Right, so what we're going to talk about now in the wheels. Now, as you saw, really disappointed in the way. Let's see if I can get down a bit more. That's about it. In the way it had to fit. Now it fitted. Sorry. Now what did I do? Now I'm sure you could just about see that I have used the Dremel. If I could just get it in focus there. I've used the Dremel to cut off the steel that goes into the wheel. So this here. Oh, one of my lights went funny then. That there, if you remember, that fits through the wheel. That sticks out about, well, I'll tell you about how yay much. It sticks out about 5mm, I would have thought. So there's the cut off, if I can get it in my hand. There's the cut off. So basically, I cut that much off, dremeled, basically. So what I did is once it was poking through, because it pokes out so much. Now also I've done something else, which I can get that into, I think it's my light up here is not, let me just push that in a minute, hang on, I've got another light up here that's like a second, there we go. You probably didn't see it, but I could. Right, so let's get this baby up. Right, so to get this, because if you saw, now this is straight, if you just about get that line there, it's straight, so it should be straight on the plane. Now I'm not going to take this out because what you'd have to do is take this out, and the Allen or the grub screw that goes into it, you need to on here. Where's the black one gone? Okay, I don't know where I've done. I've put the black one down somewhere. I just had it, for God's sake. Don't ask me where it's gone. I've just put it down. Pretend this is black and not silver. So what you have to do is you have to get a grinding wheel and just grind a flat surface, because this will, otherwise this could easily turn. If it takes a hard landing, it will twist. So you want to do that, but I don't want to do this until I've offered it up to the fuselage, just to make sure that the wings are correctly straight and parallel to the fuselage. Otherwise the wheels are going to be pointing in the wrong way, and because you made the cut into the steel, you're stuffed unless you get a new pin. There you go, a pin. Yeah, it's the black pin. Where is my black pin? I tell you what, if things, I swear there's little mice in here, and they see me drop stuff and do stuff, and then they walk away with it. I swear they're building themselves a model aeroplane somewhere, because I don't know what. I don't know. It's somewhere. Don't worry about it. Okay, so yeah, and then the next thing I did, you see, unfortunately this is more of an explanation video really, because this did take me bits of time after each time I got home from work, about an hour to fiddle about, so I could have done it in quick time, but I've still got the other wing. So if you really want me to show the other wing built and how I do all these bits and pieces, I can do it in quick time, so we can do it in one video. Let us know in the comments, say you'd love to see it. But anyway, hopefully you should see this enough. Now in here, as you can see, in here, what I had to do, I've had to rub it down. Now I didn't rub it down, I used my Dremel, which was kind of a pain in the arse really, using that just to go across that, because really I don't know, you know, I'd always want like a disc sander really, like a sticky disc sander to, but I didn't have one, so it was kind of fun doing that. So then once I've done that, the wheel fits, so you can see I can move the wheel around. So that's what you want to do, make that free, then you know that's flat. But obviously it was still sticking up. Now if you look now, if I just get that in focus, there's just that little, oh no, it's not going to get in focus, there you go, it's just that little bit sticking out, if you can see. Now what they offer you is, well, first of all you get this ring that fits around here, so what you have to do is just cut that off there, and then voila, and then we'll probably stick that in a minute anyway. And then what I had to do is that this had to be slightly off center, so it wasn't level either side. It's kind of hard to see, but when you fit this in here, it does move a little bit like that. Probably not the best angle of showing you, but you'd get what I mean. It moves a little bit. So yeah, so I had to sort of just move it double because it was hitting the side of this. So you know, it's a lot of messing about, but once it's done, it's done. So what we'll do, we'll glue that down in a minute. Now I did try to get some timber, some ply balsa wood, but the balsa wood wasn't big enough for what I want to do. And you're saying, what do you mean? Well, the other next thing you get is you get these. Now this one is the wrong way around. It's the one over here that I've actually took out. Now there's a couple of things that I want to speak about here, so this is quite important. So I will try and do little markers for this, because I want to show you another little tip that I thought was brilliant. Well, I patted myself on the back anyway. But so you get these covers, and on these covers you get these little kind of like supports. So before you screw that down, you put these you put this on here. So these actually, well, they live in these little holes. You glue them in basically. I did rub it down and I did start to stick these in. Silly that I was, but they stick in both like that. Then they slide on here. and then they kind of fit on there. Now it's not a great fit. You know, they really kind of, yeah, in my eyes they kind of feel, oh crap, we've got to make a cover, and it's not well made. Now what they didn't think about, which is quite important, is that when this is on, this obviously sits on there like that, and it's kind of, and it would be fixed. Now the trouble is, that is fine if you look at this side here. First of all, you only get this little knobble, so presumably that's so you, if you didn't cut it down, it fits over that. Trouble is, it moves. So if I hit the ground, that's going to move back. And trouble is, with these on here, it wouldn't move back enough, and you'd end up breaking stuff and God knows what else. So I thought I'd come up with an idea, and I cut into it. So now if the shocks moved, it would move up and down with it, and this would stay the same on here. So the wheels would, I don't know if I can see that, just push it, see that? And it wouldn't move the undercarriage covers, I don't know what you'd call them, wheel covers, whatever. But so yeah, but I'm still not happy with it. And now trouble is, these, they don't fit in there properly. So when they're round, this kind of like sits at a weird angle. So it's really, and I haven't had the time to do stuff. Now what I did do is I used it, now because I couldn't have balsa wood, the width of this, I was going to make my own, the width of this balsa, and the local shop didn't have that width, it was just a bit smaller, and I thought, oh great, brilliant. So what I did is that I got some plywood, some thin plywood to experiment with, and I basically stuck this down as a hole, and then with a pencil obviously, so once that's all stuck down, just draw around it. Then I used a coping saw. I couldn't cope, so I used a coping saw. Cope saw? Never mind. Yes, so, and then what I did is I cut it out with my coping saw. I'm not a great, there's a lot of great people on YouTube that are very good with wood. Yes, so I've cut one out, there you go. So that's not too bad, is it? I mean, come on. You give me, what, 5 out of 10, maybe 6? Anyway. And then my idea is then I was going to stick that in myself, which would be a lot nicer. But then I have that issue, and hang on, stop it, I'm moving forward. Pull back. What I was going to do is something really sexy. I was going to do then a balsa fill in here, and then put a CA hinge. So this would be hinged with the CA hinge, which I think would be brilliant. And then I was going to do something and to hold on to that. I haven't quite figured out what to do yet, but with that coming up, that would come up with the wheel. Sorry, it'd be, yeah, back here. The hinge would be here. So the way this would cut is that I would cut with a bigger flat, a bit of wood on a bit of square wood. So let's pretend I haven't done it. As you see, I've been practicing and stuff and doing it. Imagine that's a bit of square wood. It's not, but it is. Pretend. So that would be like that. It would have the square wood, and then where the pivot is, which is here, it would, you know, it'd come up with a wheel. But I don't know. I've been playing about as I cut that down, and I'm not going to get it in there because that's kind of thin. That's still gonna, I mean, I suppose I could, I haven't done it, tried it yet. I mean, I could Dremel out that in there like I did with that, but not all the way through. Just sort of I don't know, I mean, these this plywood is like got, I don't know, a bit at the back and then a squidgy middle and then a bit at the front. So I really don't know. I'm kind of stuck with that. If you've got any ideas, leave them in the comments. I know it's another video, but I will do it off camera, and you'll see the end result. Because don't forget, it's the fantastic Wings and Wheels. Yes, next weekend will be the Wings and Wheels event. Excuse me. I'll be doing bits and pieces. It won't be live because I haven't got 1,000 people, and you need 1,000 people to do a live show from your phone. So yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe right now. Push that button. Push the button. The reason is because I think about 60% of you watch my videos are not subscribed. The rest of you are. Thank you very much. But yeah, so get us up there, because the Wings and Wheels has got some great planes, and also trucks and RC things, and it's a great time. Anyway, that'll be the next week, and then hopefully the week after I'll be able to pick up or do part 2 with Alan, and at West. Western UK, and hopefully we'll be able to pick up the fantastic engine, and we'll have another chit chat with him. So yeah, so then obviously it'll be the week after that we put all this together, and then hopefully the sun, because it has been teeming of rain today, teeming with rain, and it is this week. Look at this screenshot of this week in a bit. Look at that, rain, rain, and more rain. And with it coming to the end of June now, and you'd think that it'd be full on sunshine, and yeah, little old Chris would be able to get in doing some maidens for everybody, but no. So yeah, so this is where I'm at the moment. Now, another super tip. When you drill your holes, you've got basically a bit of right angle, so it's got to be exact. You can't be sort of like a bit up or a bit down, which happened to me on the Tiger Moth, and lucky enough I moved the horn, and it was okay. Now, I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but I'm going to try and show you this on my sponge. A bit of my sponge. That's a nice word, isn't it? Sponge. Right, okay, so I'm on my sponge now. I don't know if you can see this. Well, you can obviously see it, so there you go, but let's see what I want you to look at. So what I did, I've got this, like, I use it for canopy, for the lighting when on the A6, which you haven't seen yet, but to make like a pretend glass, you know, the behind the light sort of thing, a lens. Now, what I did is on here, if I turn her around, like so, is that the edge I did? Yes. Right, if you look at this edge here, I basically made it so it's the same edge here. So I went level here, and then I marked it and then cut it like using the straight lines on here, and then got exactly that wing shape, sorry, the aileron. And then what I did is that I put the I already marked out where on the horn where it's with a little sort of, I just used a little file end. So my little end of file, I just literally marked it through the holes, and then I got the plastic, and then I marked the plastic in exactly the same holes, so I had the holes there. Now you're asking me, well, okay, Chris, why did you do that? Because then, when you turn it round, and obviously I marked the front, when you flip it backwards, that's going to fit. And as you can see, the two holes, sorry if I move that over a bit, the two holes that I did, then where's me little pin prick thing. So when all I did is going through them same holes that I made on the other side, is I mark two holes. So then you've got the little prick marks from the what's this thing called? File. And so you got one's ready there, and then you got one ready on the other side. And then when you drill them, you've got the same hole. They meet up. And in fact, one of them I did drill, and this had a bit of wood in it, and it drilled, and it comes straight through the same hole that I started off with this one. So you get a true placement hole. Now, a lot of you probably think, well, I'll do that anyway, Chris. You know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't. So that's a little tip. But for all you that haven't done this sort of thing before, you can get this like from a hobby shop. There is a name for it, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's like clear plastic. I don't know what it's called. So here's, I'll put bottom aileron, right wing. So you can do one for the other one. So it's simple way, a really, really simple thing to do, and it just stops you, because on the Tiger Moth I drilled a hole, and it didn't quite meet up. So one of the holes did, and the other hole didn't. So I made a quite mess of that. But these things, you know, I didn't know that. There was nothing on YouTube to tell me about that. If there was, the algorithm was stopping me finding it. So there you go. So I'm going to put that down as a little tip on how to align your horns up or something. A horny tip. Oh yeah. Well, can you believe it? The time just flies by. Spitting again. I've just had an orange. Time flies by, and there's not going to be a pun. Yeah, so if you do know of a great way or think of what I should do with the undercarriage covers, the wheel covers, then let us know. Otherwise, I'm just going to plod along, do my own thing, and tell you all about it in a couple of weeks' time. Well, it's probably, yeah, we'll have to say, I mean, in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to have, hopefully, if Alan's finished my engine and he's back from holiday, we'll have a little second part with Alan and Western UK. And then it'll probably be the following week where we put all the plane together, get it finished, hopefully. Probably another couple of Saturdays. Maybe we'll, sorry, Fridays. Maybe we'll do a Saturday special building the rest of it. So if it goes over an hour or half an hour, it doesn't really matter. I think that would be the thing. We're looking to do Saturday Night Lives, catching up again in July with a couple of special guests. They was meant to be doing it earlier, but unfortunately they've got busy, and they're busy, and yeah, and then Wings and Wheels next weekend. Hopefully I'm not going to be bogged down. And we've got a little video as well, an unboxing at Wings and Wheels, but it's not a plane, but we might do that anyway. I don't know yet. We'll see how if I can get the internet going and see if I can upload. If not, stick around and look on my either Instagram or my Dad's RC Hangar Facebook page. Go and join it. It's easy to find. So because obviously I can't do anything on my community tab yet on YouTube, I can put things there and say if there's a problem, what's going on, and all this sort of stuff. I mean, it's not gonna, you know, it's just you know, just push it, join it, and then anything that that happens, you'll be the first to know. And plus, you know, we might be doing some great giveaways, or we might be doing some other fun stuff that you don't want to miss out on. And I'll always post that on Facebook, Dad's RC Hangar page. So go and take a look. I think the links anyway is in the description. So I always do it every week. Enough time. The time has flown and the clock is just not stopping, and I don't want to take any more of your time. So listen, please do subscribe. I want to get into that 1,000 so I can do lives, especially when I'm doing maidens. So I can do lives while I'm doing maidens, because that's much more fun than coming back and doing you a cut version or whatever. You know what I mean. But until then, if you haven't got rain, then get out and get fun and get flying. If it is raining, then get inside and mess about your planes, play about your transmitters that I've still got to show you about the X20, X20S, and get into detail of that. But yeah, just have fun. RC is all about fun. Whether you do trucks, boats, helicopters, planes, it's the enjoyment, and I love the hobby, and I know you do too. So anyway, on that final bombshell, it's not a bombshell, is it? Come on. Thanks for stopping by. Ta-ra now. Bye-bye.